I was just thinking about how bad I am at getting older. I don't I don't embrace being a senior like some people do. When people first started charging me for senior prices at a movie theater, I was like, talking to the person behind me? You must be, because when did I get there? I don't remember. And why are you holding the door open for me? I mean, so often now. And having young girls look at me and say, "You're too pretty, you don't need makeup." Being patronizing, which, by the way, nobody really likes, especially women who were attractive and still holding on for dear life. Okay? And if you don't have money for a crap load of Botox or fillers or, a brand new facelift, which, actually, I kind of wish I was still in New York, and one of those people walking on trains like, money, money, my talent is I'm going to be singing a song for you today, and the cash will be going towards my plastic surgery fund. Thank you. Just give as much as you can. Anyway, going back to not doing senior stuff well, because when I was young, everything was about my looks. It was about the size of dress I wore, the clothes. I was a ballet dancer. I had to be skinny. And when I got a little heavier, I remember another dancer going, "You don't mind gaining weight?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize I had." Okay, it was just relentless. Okay. And no matter what I did, was all about, even when I did TV commercials, it was about at least being cute. Quirky, funny, and cute, you know, and, winning pageants and on and on and on. And modeling, when I modeled, I had to be 10 pounds less than I was when I first went to the agency, which meant 10 pounds less food for whenever I really wanted to eat. And I was a wild and crazy girl when I was young too. I did everything when I got to New York my mother told me not to do. And whatever you want to ask, I did, okay? And I cut my hair. She loved my hair long and dark brown. I cut it, I dyed it. I went out, I stayed out till, whenever I got damn good and ready. I drank like a fish. I drank like a sailor, just coming in on leave, all right? And a sailor that, couldn't stand up. I got around. I got around, okay? So all the things I was taught not to do, I did. I even occasionally smoked a cigarette. Thank God I'm not hooked on cigarettes. The only thing that one of the biggest things I have to thank my mother for is, practically wringing my neck whenever she saw me picking up a cigarette. And I did it on occasion anyway, but I will not ever do it, okay? Because when I smell it now, it's just horrible, people. But I did a lot of stuff, man. I used to go to Studio 54 and I'd get drunk and I'd do whatever I wanted to do, and I'd dance like a hooker in Times Square on a Saturday night. Seriously. I would bend over dancing like I was looking for pennies on the ground, okay? I just did whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted to. And how do you know what? And I did get married, and I stopped all that, I stopped the party favors and the drinking, until I passed out, and, stuff like that. But that was usually the only time because, drinking and doing stuff like that, I became uninhibited because I was so shy. I was such a shy person. I really was. And when I met the improv people in New York, improvisational comedy people, there were two of them. I won't mention their names, but I realized comedy was no holds barred, okay? And that's how I learned to just do comedy and let loose and be myself. And well, I was still shy, but that's how I came out of my shell, is doing improv comedy and getting on. I always got on a stage. I've been on a stage though since I was 3 years old, dancing. But man, how do you become a senior? I don't have grandkids. I think that's how you do it. You have a child, they have children, and you just, you transition into becoming that different human being. I haven't done that. So it's hard. I've thought about adopting, kids, having my own kids, but I didn't want to have one without being married and have a family. I was married, but it didn't happen at that time. Because I was married to a Swedish guy, and if that wasn't enough, nothing is. But I just, And then I get back out there, and I thought I was going to get married again, but at the transition, that's what's missing. I'm still like out there going like a dog, like looking at, what am I, what am I supposed to do now? My stationary ground is gone. I'm not super young anymore. I'm getting older. Oh, I don't know what to do. A little lost. Hope they don't take me to the pound. I'm just like a lost dog trying to figure out what's my role now. It's hard to figure out when you're, cast between, wanting to have a partner, but you've been by yourself for so long, you feel like you should just sit by a hearth and just continue to knit or something like that, which I don't want to do, clearly, because I'm still that person inside from many years ago. So that's my dilemma. And I don't do right, I don't do what I used to do. Oh my God, no. But that's also a problem too, because I've been away from it for so long. Like, once again, I don't know what my role is and how to claim it. And that's where I'm at. And when you're, the revolving door that I used to have, where so many things, you just reach out and grab this great career. You reach out and you grab that guy, you reach out and grab a friend, and just kept going. You grab life. And as you get older, the door goes more slowly, kind of like the Betty Ford. Actually, no, it's Betty Ford Clinic revolving door is pretty spins a lot. So it's not like that door. It's more like a door, to a nunnery or something. It's a little slower. Now choose well. It's either the nunnery or, anyway. How do you feel about it? I mean, it's hard, but you know your role if you're still married. You know your role although you may want to get the hell out of that marriage, and be lost in that.